Welcome to Business Innovators Radio, featuring industry influencers and trendsetters sharing proven strategies to help you build a better life right now.
Hi, this is Tammy Patzer, and I'm really excited to introduce you to today's guest, Loretta James Baker. Loretta has a company called Living Alive at 55, where she inspires and motivates and mentors women who are maybe retired, divorced, or maybe they're feeling that empty nest and they think that, gee, I am just stuck. But Loretta has a solution. Loretta, welcome.
Thank you, Tammy. I am glad to be here.
I'm really happy to have you here, too, because when I met you, and I was very fortunate to meet you in person, and I heard about living alive at 55, it was like, hey, that's me. I'm a single grandma, and think about it. My big adventures have been with my beautiful daughter and my two grandchildren, Orion and Aurora. Orion is now 14, Aurora is 7. But think about it. When I go on trips with my family, we have a great time, but I am always in grandma mode or mom mode, meaning I'm always in the protection mode, and I have not traveled anywhere with other like-minded people. And to tell you the truth, I don't like traveling alone, and because you don't have anybody to share the moments with. So tell me, how does living alive at 55 work? And I guess I should allow you to tell us what it is.
Yes. Well, what it is simply that we are still alive, even though we might be 55, 65, 75. And we get around. We're very active. We are, and some of us may be grandmothers, grandparents. We might be retired. We might not be retired. But I think the biggest thing that we do would be to not be alone. We don't want to really be alone when we're traveling. And so you just want someone where you can look over your shoulder and say, hey, wasn't those whales beautiful? Look at them jumping up out of the water. I know that's something that you did, Tammy, when you came to Cali and you saw, I'm not sure if it was the whales or the dolphins. But
Dolphins.
The dolphins, okay. But you always want someone that you can I mean, there are other people on the trip. I understand that. But it's not personable. You know, you're not really with anyone. So that's exactly what we do. We not only just travel, we love to go to retreats and spa settings. Those are things that we do. You see, because we are still young at heart. We are ageless. Yes, we might be grandparents, but guess what? We love our life and we love where we are. You know what I always say? I don't have a bucket list. I have a happy list. And these are things that I want to check off with you that want to go along with me as me and my ladies do our thing.
So your happy list, can you give me some ideas of maybe some things you have checked off the happy list and some things that you're going to be checking off the happy list?
Well, what I have on my happy list, I'll just go on my list. And if anyone wants to join me, then that's fine. For instance, tomorrow night is my first time taking up line dancing. So I'm going to a line dancing class. That's tomorrow night. I'm also experiencing botanical gardens. And I've found there are so many throughout, of course, the world, but just right in our own neighborhood. So that's another thing that I'm checking off. I am visiting every botanical garden in my neighborhood. And the reason why is because I love flowers. And it's just not the flowers that are in it. The sculptures are so beautiful. So those are some of the things that I do. And then I love spas. You heard me mention that. And I love these luxury spas. They're like no other place on heaven. Even the ocean is my peaceful place. But these spas that I am going to are just simply beautiful. So that's my list of things that I'm doing. But we're getting ready in 2017 to go to Jamaica.
Jamaica, I like that.
And Jamaica, and we are going to be housed in the villa where we will have services. We're going to have a butler, a chef, and anything else that will sufficient our wonderful time in Jamaica.
So why Jamaica?
Jamaica, I thought, would be the very special place for us because there was a movie out called Stella Got Her Groove Back with Angela Bassett, and I thought, I knew I wanted to go there. I looked at that movie and that villa, and I loved the island life, and I thought that's going to be my first big trip with my ladies. Jamaica.
So your trip to Jamaica is kind of like a, let's go check out how Stella got her groove back. Are you actually going to some of the places that Stella went to?
Well, you know what? I'm going to leave that kind of up to the ladies when they're there.
Oh, okay.
Because the villa is so nice that I want the experience of enjoying the villa. Because in this villa, not only do you have your own swimming pool, but you can see the ocean. So if you want to go down to the ocean, you can do that, or you can stay within your own villa and enjoy the swimming pool area. So that's kind of what I want to do. And
just
I hope
chill out.
There it is. That's the word. Chill out. Chill out.
Wow, that sounds like a phenomenal trip. When you were talking about the botanical gardens, many people, I don't think, realize how rich and beautiful there are. And where I live, which is in Florida, we have some beautiful gardens. One is Selby Gardens in Sarasota. And it's funny because, like I said, I've done many trips with my family, and it happened that my oldest son really likes plants, and that is actually a place where we went on a mother-son adventure. And, of course, the thing about botanical gardens is the photo opportunities, because, of course, flowers are such beautiful things. And with our new smartphones, the quality of the photos you can take with the smartphone is just amazing. And then and having, like you said, having the people, like-minded companions, where you can say, oh my God, or ooh, or ah, and share those experiences. I mean, a flower alone is such a perfect example because you can see it, you can smell it, you can touch it. You know, there's just so many experiences around that. And then traveling. Have you traveled a lot in the United States or abroad?
I have traveled a lot. You see, my employer that I worked for before I retired was a traveler, and I traveled a lot with her. I didn't mention it in the beginning, but what I did was I was a nanny, and so we traveled a lot. And even though it was my job, I got to see wonderful things at certain times of the day, or on that trip, I could be by myself and not attend to my baby that I had at the time, and I would be able to experience wherever I was at. So, yes, I have traveled a lot, and that's why I like the islands, because being with this client was just wonderful, and we got to go shoot a movie over in Nassau, Bahamas.
Oh.
So that was really, really, really nice, you know. But I've been to Hawaii, too, also, and I had been to the Bahamas before even working for this client. But with the client, I did a lot of traveling with them. So, yes, I have. I have visited many, many places that I have loved and ready to go back. And I think that's where the spa experience comes in, because I've gone to some wonderful spas that were just simply beautiful inside, as well as the treatment that you're getting on your body.
So on your trips that you're planning, do you have a limit of how many people will be part of your big adventures?
Well, I think it depends on what trips that I'm offering at the time. For instance, like the Jamaica trip, it's open now to anyone. So I'm not limiting anyone. It's just whoever signs up, and what villa that's the largest that can hold us.
Oh, okay. So after Jamaica, do you have any other locations on your happy list in case somebody's thinking ahead in the next year where they might like to go?
Well, I don't have any more on my happy list, but I'm open for whatever they want to do, because I want them to continue to be open to their lives.
Okay. So if somebody joins with you, like they come to Jamaica, obviously you're going to create a friendship with this person and a relationship. So they could actually end up becoming your traveling companions on many adventures globally around the world.
Yes.
So that's okay. I have the question. If somebody, maybe they haven't thought about, I could go, travel in the United States and travel abroad. If you wanted to start preparing for traveling, what would you suggest? What do you need to have ready to go so that if an opportunity comes up where you could go on a big adventure, what do they need to have to be able to, jump on an airplane and, fly somewhere, or to get on a cruise ship, or to go with you to Jamaica? What do they need in terms of identification and clothing, and what should they pack?
Yeah, well, that's real simple. If we're going to an island, and Jamaica is going to be the time of year where it's going to be summer-like over there, it's going to be summer for them, so you would dress in your regular summer clothes. I'm sure you would have nice sleeveless dresses and shorts and whatever is comfortable for you, some type of sneaker to wear, if not a flip-flop to wear. You see, I'm in Cali, so I wear flip-flops all year long here. I'm always at the beach. Also, you want to have your passport ready. Always have your passport available where you can get to it, because that's just how quickly you might jump on a plane and go to one of the islands, because I love islands. And I know you asked what other adventures did I have planned. I don't have any right now planned, but I do want to visit Paris. And my reason for visiting Paris is simply, there's a hotel there that I want to go to. I think it's the Four Seasons, but I want to go during Christmas time. I understand the decoration during Christmas time at this particular Four Seasons in Paris is just phenomenal. If I'm not mistaken, the guy that used to do the Oprah show, decorate her show many years ago, when, of course, she's not on television anymore, that he is the number one decorator of this hotel. And they said that during the Christmas season, it is just simply fabulous. So that's another place that I want to go. So, see, your passport has to be ready. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure Christmas time there is like Christmas time probably where some of us live in the cooler climate of the United States. So we're going to dress accordingly to their weather.
Wow. So make sure that you get your passport. So everybody listening, if you don't have a passport, get it because I got a passport not long ago, and I know that they want you to have a certified copy of your birth certificate. And I know when I went here locally, they actually took that birth certificate with my application and mailed it to the United States Passport Office. And then later they mailed my certified birth certificate back to me. And then I got my passport, in a separate mailing. But they actually physically took that birth certificate, I guess, as my proof that I was a United States birth citizen. And then they returned it. So that was really important. So, and I also went ahead and got the little passport card because I've heard that it's easier. That just makes it easier. Like if you're going maybe over the border to Canada or Mexico, you have a card, and plus you can carry that card in your wallet instead of the bigger passport. But the bigger passport and the stamps, to me, that's always like, it's almost like a hobby to get the passport stamp, for the places you've been, because it's like a memory. That passport is like a memory. But it is really important because you need to have that passport available so that you can, like Loretta said, jump on a plane. And how cool would it be to go to Paris at Christmas time? Well, it was funny that you brought up Paris, because before you even said that, I was envisioning the Eiffel Tower, because that was always like on my bucket list or my wish list. And like I said, when I met you, Loretta, it was almost like you were heaven sent, because it was like that was exactly your service. Is exactly like I said. For example, I've traveled a lot to conferences, and sometimes I'll go a day early. Well, one time I did. I decided to go to San Diego a day early, so I didn't have a companion. So I took the ferry or the boat across to Coronado Island, and it was beautiful. The dolphins were jumping, and I was there, and I was taking photographs with my phone, but there were people there together, and I was witnessing them going, "Oh, isn't that cool?" And they were doing their selfie, so the dolphin would show up in the back of the photo. And then of course I went to the island, and I went and I got myself an ice cream cone, and I sat there by myself, and I was just thinking, wow, wouldn't this be fun if I had somebody to talk to, a companion? And so when I met you, it was like, yeah, she knows exactly what it's like to be someone who doesn't have a spouse or someone to travel with, but you want to travel, but you really don't want to travel alone, because it's just more fun to be with like-minded people and to share. To go, wow, did you see that sunset? Like in Ojai, we all had so much fun in the swimming pool and the hot tub. And at the pink moment where the sun hit the mountains, and there must have been about 8 to 10 of us, and we're all there wanting our photo in front of the beautiful mountains at the moment that the sun hit it and turned them pink. And and that made that a memory, a very poignant, enjoyable memory. So I want to thank you for that, because you really opened my eyes that, wow, I could hang out with Loretta, and go to Jamaica, go to Paris. Can you imagine all of the places when you get the people coming to hang out with you? People are going to say, Loretta, I've always wanted to, and you'll say, okay.
That's right.
And that is really cool. So I think, again, everybody, you've got to have that passport, because you don't want to limit yourself to only staying within the United States, although there's plenty of places to go. Having the passport just means that the globe is your oyster. You can go anywhere. And having Loretta, an experienced traveler, I think is also a big plus because, like you said, you've been to a lot of places, so you know about the Four Seasons or the luxury spas or the cool little nooks and crannies that maybe the average person wouldn't know about because they've never been there. And so you can draw on all that personal experience. That's really cool. So tell me more about how people can find you and get more information about how you work and offer your services.
Well, they can always find me on Facebook under Loretta James Baker. But my email, I'd love for them to email me at LorettaAlive55@gmail.com. My website is under construction, but it's livingalive@55.com. So you can reach me two places right now. That's Loretta James Baker on Facebook, or you can reach me through my email, LorettaAlive55@gmail. And 55 is the number 55.
Okay, great. And just to make it very clear, if you're 45, I'm pretty sure you can come on the trips too.
Oh, Lord. It's not really age limit. I just wanted to appease to those of us, like I said, are empty nesters, maybe grandparents, but we are living our life.
Right.
So
I'm really excited.
I know you are. When I met Tammy, I was so excited. You never know when you're meeting a person for the first time what the relationship might turn into. But see, this is going to be my best traveling partner, okay? So you guys come on and go with us so you can be on that same vibe with us. Because what we really want to do is just really chill out and have a good time. That's what we want to do on these different trips that we're going to take, whether they're in city, in state, or we're global traveling, because we're going to do that. So make sure you get your passport. One thing I didn't know what Tammy mentioned about her passport, because I'd had mine for so long, I didn't know that they physically took your birth certificate and then sent it back to you. I had to have mine, but they didn't physically take it from me during that time. So I'm sure things have just become a little different now. So make sure you have your birth certificate. I'm sure that's something that you might have to even go to the Hall of Records and get. So be prepared. Get ready. Get your birth certificate ready and get your passport ready.
Yes.
I thank you, Tammy.
I thank you. Just a little note on that. I actually, to get a certified birth certificate, you can do it all by mail, but they do, of course, you have to know your parents, all this information about your parents, where they were born, and all the details to get that certified birth certificate. And in the state of Florida, we have a thing called Gather, Go, Get. For example, before you can get a driver license, you have to prove who you are. So they make you jump through a lot of hoops before you get that ID card here in Florida. And I'm not sure about other states, but definitely you want to give yourself plenty of time to get that passport, because unless you pay a lot of money for the rush fee, it'll probably take anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks realistically to get it. So do it now, because the Jamaica trip, that's in April.
That's going to be in April.
So give yourself a Christmas present this year. Make it a passport, and then you can contact Loretta as soon as possible, get all the information, plan on that wonderful Jamaica trip. And it's not only how Stella got her groove back. For me, it's going to be how Tammy got her groove back in April. So with that, thank you so much, Loretta. I really appreciate it. And remember, it's Loretta Alive55 at Gmail, or Loretta James Baker on Facebook. Contact her, the website livingalive55@55.com. Thank you so much, Loretta.
Thank you, Tammy, for having me. Have a great day.
This is Tammy Patzer. Let's go to Jamaica.
Thanks for listening to Business Innovators Radio. To hear all episodes featuring leading industry influencers and trendsetters, visit us online at businessinnovatorsradio.com today.